Okay, welcome to this video. I'm gonna do something really cool in this one, and I'm taking my time here to make sure I do everything in the right order, because the last video was a 2-track combination video with the video from the phone and then the condenser mic. Well, now I've fixed it in the editor, so we've got 3 tracks now, and I'm gonna add the screen cap from my main computer in 1080p, and the new one that I have is a 4K, and I also got an SSD, and I would not be able to do this video now the way I'm about to do it if I didn't have this SSD, because it makes it so much faster for everything to load and for everything to download and to extract. So my old hard drive was so slow, I got to where I was like, I don't even want to play games, because it would just load for like 10 minutes. But now it's all fixed, so I'm pretty hyped up about it to see how the video turns out with all this stuff combined together. But what I'm going to show today is it's called testing the unstable games. So all these games are free, and I downloaded them all today, and I did a lot of preparation before the start of the video, because what we have to do is we have to make sure we download good files for everything. And I've got a screen cap of my desktop right here, which should be live recording. I'm going to pull up OBS and make sure it's still going. Yeah, so it's recording, and it's got a sound capture too. So if I do that, it'll ping it. So it's tracking the sound and what I can see here. So I've got my background here, and this is the stuff that I downloaded earlier. So before the video started, I downloaded this stuff, and then what is it? I did a test on the emulators just to kind of fix it to the right resolution and fix it to make sure everything's in the right settings before I start. So these are PlayStation emulators, and there's a big process to like getting it to work right. So you have to get the emulator, and that's a program, and then you get ROMs and you load them up. Well, the PlayStation 2 one, you have to download the BIOS file, or BIOS, whatever it is, and you load that in, and then you download the ROMs, and they're all like zipped up, and like you have to get 7-zip to unzip them, and then you load them in. I did all this before the video, but then the other part that you do is you configure your controller so that you can use the keyboard on the computer as a PlayStation controller, and then you have to configure the video driver. So you have to fix it so it's like there's 4 different ones you can pick from, and you have to scale it and make sure it's the right window size and resolution. Well, for the PlayStation, I did that before the video. Then I've got these, and these are PC native games. So they're PC native, and I haven't even extracted them yet. I just downloaded them, but hopefully, if my experience is right, I'll just be able to extract them in like a minute, because I've got an SSD now, so it's gonna go really fast, and they're only like 1 or 2 gigabytes each. But I don't know what's gonna happen. There might be like something might crash the recording, or there might be one that just like glitches and like shuts off my whole computer. But I tested the most advanced game on the PlayStation 2, and it was kind of working right, but I just tested it to make sure the video drivers were on the right settings. As far as actually like going in all these games and like testing out the gameplay of all of them, I'm gonna test it out in real time, like just to see how good it runs. And if it crashes it, I guess I'll just try to like start over. Or okay, we're at 6 minutes 30 now. My plan was to go for like 35 or 40 minutes, but I might have to make like 2 videos or something. Like I might not be able to get through all this in 40 minutes, but we're gonna try. So I was gonna go from PS1 to PS2, and then I'll try the PC native games, which are cracked, and we'll do that last. So I'll just show you what I've got here. So the first game is Medievil for the PlayStation 1, and I've told people before, like online, this is like, in my opinion, this is like my favorite game ever, because it's got a really good style and all that. Like it's got really good coding and really good graphics for the time, and like a good story. But I've beat this game like 10 times, I think, on the original PlayStation and on the emulators. And every time I play it on the emulator, it gets better. And I'm going to skip this part because it's really slow. I'm just going to get to the good part. But every time I emulate it, when the computer hardware gets better, there's less glitches, and it's more smooth, and the emulator that I have, it actually enhances it so that there's more pixels. So in the original PlayStation, it's 240p, which is like it's like 360 by 240 pixels, or some of them are more than that. But I'm gonna skip this one too and just get on with it. But it's scaled up beyond the original PlayStation. So my desktop is 4K, and this is scaled up to be like double the scale. But I think the resolution of the emulator is 1080p, but it's 4:3 scale, so it's 1620 by 1080 if it's a enhanced scale, and then it gets stretched so it gets even bigger. But it's so sharp, like you can see like all the trails work, and there's no glitches or like sometimes when you emulate, there will be like stuff that goes through other stuff when it's not supposed to, or like everything will just be broken, like it'll be like all blurry. But this, like every time I do it, it gets more sharp every time. And I hope... Okay, yeah, I was going to talk about the new versions of these emulators. They made it where you can add scan lines. So the original tube TVs, when these games came out, I was like shaking my leg. I'm trying to stop. I'm like shivering because it's cold in here. Okay. When they originally came out, you would play the game on like a tube TV, or it's called like a CRT. I don't know what CRT stands for. I think it's cathode ray tube, but that's something I'm gonna Google later, or you can, whoever rewatches the video, you can Google it. But I was looking at some footage that I capped before I started this, and it looks different depending on how you play it, but like on what you watch it on. So like it looks like it's like an arcade style look on this, but I was watching a playback of it and it looked like more glitchy, but it depends. Like it looks really good on my screen because it looks like it looks like the original. It's got like little lines that cut through everything horizontally, so it's like a tube TV, but that's what these games looked like back then. So it's actually like more realistic. And then there's all these settings where you can like change the scale of the textures, and it's all like resolution scaled. Okay, I've messed up the controls. There's supposed to be a way to run, but I think that's like something that oh yeah, in this game you double tap it. So I've been walking up to this point. If you double tap it, you run. Okay, now I'm just gonna speed run to the end of this level, I guess, and we'll go to the next game. Or maybe we could do like one more level, because this is one that works really good. Some of them probably just like crash. Just forgot what I was doing because I was commenting. I might not be able to beat this level. I don't know. Oh, we have to get the cup. Every level in this game, you have to kill a certain amount of enemies, and there's that red stuff that comes out. And then when you get 100%, you can get the cup, and the cup is in, it's always in a hiding spot. I'm looking at the video camera. You can't really see the top of my head. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm not gonna go through the end yet, because I've got to get the cup, or it's like not even worth it. Like you have to get the cup on every level, or you just wasted your time basically. I know where it is. I'm just going back to how far it is. So the other thing that I was going to say is they made a new version of this game for the new PlayStation, and it's the Remastered, so it's in 4K, and then like everything is different. Like they redid all the models and everything. And then there's like a part in it that lets you play the original one, but this is better than the original one because it's like more high resolution than the original console, and it's still got all the sound and all the original stuff. Alright. I think it'll let me save here, and then I'm going to go to the next game. But there's a lot of games to cover. It's going to be crazy. I don't know if these recording devices are going to be able to handle it, like all three at once for so long. Check the memory card works. Alright, I think that did it. Yeah, we'll save the next level for later, and if anybody wants to see any of these games that I do go to like the next part of the game, you can just comment or just tell me in person or online. Okay. So I've got these put into folders, and I extracted them from stuff that I downloaded. So I haven't tested this one. We'll see how it runs. This is Megaman 8 for the PlayStation 1. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I'm going to skip these intro movies. You can look it up if you want to see it in entire quality, but this is like more like a gameplay test. Like if I was doing a full playthrough, I would show it, but we've got a lot to cover. It's looking pretty good so far. So yeah, because all the settings are scaled for Medieval, now it's just going to work perfectly on this, and that's how it works. Like now I can play any game that's on the PlayStation 1 and just go through it. And I didn't talk, this is where I'm going to talk about the way I configured it. So, oh gosh, this one's like slowed down. It's not good. I'm gonna have to change something. This is what I was talking about. These are unstable, so everyone's different. You never know what's gonna go wrong. So I might try to restart it. But I bet I could get it to work if I just tweaked it, because it seems like it's running good other than be like half as slow. Okay, so the way I lay it out is you can see the keyboard right here, and my mouse I've got where you can just see it. I use the right arrow keys as the buttons, and then I use the WASD like it's Fortnite for the left directional buttons, and it's pretty much the same like that on all the emulators. And then the other buttons, like if I get to a part of the game where it's like I can't continue because I don't know how to use a button, then I have to restart it. Like right now I'm trying to figure out how to switch weapons. It's like L1 or R1, but I've got like Q and E are next to WASD, and that's like L1 and R1, and then 3 and 4 is L2 and R2, and 1 and 2 is select and start, so it's kind of like they're all right there and you can reach all of them. And I've got to where I just like memorized it, so it's like I've got a really fast button press, so it's pretty much the same as the controller. So it's pretty fun because I like my keyboard that I've got. It's a mechanical. Yeah, this one's messed up. I'm just gonna move on to the next one. Okay, we're going to PS2 now. So we're going like 6 years into the future. Let me make sure the video is still rolling. And we're going to more advanced hardware. It looks like everything's still rolling. Okay, Armored Core was the game that I tested. We're just going to go from top. I don't know what the order is. We're just going to go from top to bottom. Okay, we'll start with Armored Core. So this is Armored Core Last Raven. When I was a kid, for the PlayStation 2, I had Armored Core 3. And there's a bunch of different ones. This is Armored Core Last Raven, which is like one of the last ones that they made. And they're all kind of the same, but this is made by From Software, who makes Dark Souls, and it's like a mech game, like Mech Warrior. Or this, I think this is like the coolest one. This is like the intro. I'm gonna let it play for a little bit, and then I'll skip it. So yeah, I was messing with this one earlier just to get the settings right, and I got it to work pretty good. I'm just going to start a new game again. Okay. Type B, we're using directional buttons. If you have to use the analog sticks in a game for PlayStation 2, I can't really play it because I don't have analog sticks. I only have directions. And it's hard to get them to work the way it's supposed to if you just have a keyboard. Pilot name. We're gonna be D-Money. Oh shit. Alright, we're gonna skip this part. Okay. So this is something really cool I'm going to show right here. This is the video plugin picker. So there's a few different ways that we can run it. And what I figured out before I started this is we're doing OpenGL software now, which is like the original PlayStation hardware. If I switch to Direct3D software or Direct3D hardware, well, now it's running the game on a PlayStation off of my graphics card. So I can switch my resolution to 3K, which is like 1620 by like 24 or something, or like, it's a lot of pixels, and there's all kinds of tweaks and stuff that you can do to make it run better. Well, this game, now that I switched it, it's gonna look so much better at this part, but it's like this this setting won't work when I actually go in the game to like fight and play the actual game. But this is just like the menu and the editor, and like you can see that's like my robot there, and this is where like you go to get new parts and look at stuff. Okay, so right now it looks like perfect. Like this looks like, it's crazy how good it looks. But once we go in the game, I'm going to show you what I have to do. Okay, so here's video, plugin settings. We're going to switch to OpenGL software. And now see how everything got kind of blurry? And now it's got the scan lines like the PlayStation emulator. Well, before I do the next part, I'm going to show you this. This is the controller configure. So it looks really complicated, but I'm just going to summarize it by saying, like, you can pause it if it looks really complicated, but this is where you make all the buttons on a keyboard of a computer work for a PlayStation controller. So I've got it all fixed already, but that's where you fix it so that it works the right way. I'm going to try to go to like 50 minutes. We're already at 30 minutes. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the whole video. I think I'm going to have to do 2 different takes. Like after I get to like 45 minutes, then I can do another take, and then I'll just fix them. Then I'll just fix them so that they're one after the other. Okay. Or I might have to do 3 takes. But after I record on the phone, then after that I can put it on the USB drive, and that'll free up the phone space for another 45-minute take. Okay, so we're actually going in the game now. So out of all the games that I'm testing right now, this game and then the other game is Okami. These games have really high requirements. So I've got a GTX 1060 and it's like a pretty solid graphics card, but if you don't have like that level of graphics, and like I've got a 6-core processor too, and I make it so it's got 6 threads, so it uses the processor. And if you don't have a really good graphics card, you probably won't be able to play this game and Okami, but you'll probably be able to play like all the other games. Because like the PlayStation 1 emulator, you can run it on almost anything, but it just might be like kind of fuzzy. And that's why like the console's really the best way to do it, but it's really expensive. I'm gonna try to skip this. Okay, so here we are actually in the game, just so you can see that it's working. So we can switch weapons. We've got our laser, and we can jump and fly around. And I figured out you look up and down with the R buttons. And we're just trying to blow everything up. So yeah, it's not really sharp because this one is like the original resolution stretched, but it has like, when you add the scan lines, it has like an arcade look, and I like it because it runs like it's running pretty close to the original speed of the original game. And when I had this game as a kid, I would thought this was like the coolest thing ever. Because it's like you're like flying a plane, but you're just blowing everything up. And every level's got like its own buildings and everything. A little bit awkward, but I bet I could get more used to it, to where it would be really fun to go through this, like, and get upgrades and stuff like that. They just keep coming. Oh. I have no idea what's gonna happen with the next PlayStation game that I test, whatever it is, this is gonna be terrible. Because this one I had to tweak it for like an hour to get it to work. Okay. Is that all of them? I think the helicopters just keep coming. I'm just wasting my time. Alright. Just let it run out of time. Good job. Was it a good job? I didn't even know what I was supposed to be doing. Oh yeah, there's this part. I want to record this because you can see like the cutscene action. Let me see if this sound's coming through. Okay, the sound's a little bit slow, but I think it's worth it. Like, if you can ignore like this terrible stuttering and like the sound is like grindy, like it's like it looks pretty cool. But the sound can kind of ruin it because it sounds like a chainsaw going off. Okay, I'll quit it right here. Here's the next game, Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII, and I'm just gonna try to do it with the high resolution plug-in and see what happens. I don't know if it'll be able to handle it, but we'll see if it does. Skip the intro because we're trying to test the game. Well, this is kind of cool. We're creating oh, okay. We got through. configuration. I like subtitles. I'm gonna turn that on. Alright. Let's just get in on the game. Yeah, let's just skip this. I don't know what's gonna happen, but okay, so after I do like one more game, I'm gonna have to pause it and make sure everything recorded, and then I'm gonna do another take to do like the second half of this video. So this is gonna be like an 1.5 hour long video, but we're gonna make it. Hopefully. Okay, I need to pay more attention here. We don't need to look at the map. Find out what button shoots. Okay. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. This game, we're supposed to have an analog stick, but the controls are all messed up, so I don't really know how to get this to work. I'm just gonna stop this one. The graphics looks good, but the controls, yeah, it's just like all messed up. Like there's no analog sticks and there's no directional button to move, so I'm just gonna go to the next one. We'll see if it runs here. So yeah, after this I'll have to stop and then do the second half of the video because I didn't think it was going to take this long. But we'll need a lot more time to finish it. Okay, once upon a time, it's this game. Okay. Okami. See if we can skip through this. Oh man. Okay, this is really slow. I'm gonna try to switch it. Like I said, if you switch it to the other video plugin, it'll go faster, hopefully. They really take their time with the intro and make it that you can't just skip through. I'm just speechless here because I didn't think there would be like a 4-minute long cutscene here about the village is so quiet and it's so peaceful and let me in the game. Other than the evil came to take the world, to satiate the appetite of the Oroch. Okami's gonna prevent me from from finishing this part because I'm not gonna be able to get through this cutscene. I'm gonna check the sound to see if that's working right. Okay, this game, the sound is totally messed up. It sounds like terrible. So I wonder if there's any way it would run faster if I changed it. Try it like this. Oh, there we go. See what I told you? Now it's... Okay, so now it's working better. And these settings will probably work better for Final Fantasy, and if I change the controls too. Interested to see what happens when we actually get into the game, because the graphics of this game is like all watercolor styled, and it's gonna be weird to see like how it works on a PC. This is like the longest game intro ever. Oh my god. We're gonna go to like 53 minutes on this video. Or like 55 minutes. I don't know if it can take much more than that. Let me check the... No, we're still going. Alright, so the wolf fights the demon in 1080p 4K, and it just kept going. That's my version of the story. They battled in the longest fucking intro cutscene. I feel like this is like a prank or something. Like, make the intro cutscene like 30 minutes so that if anybody ever tries to review the game, they'll just get stuck at this part. Because you can't, like the other games, you can skip it. You just press start at this part, but I can't skip this. Like, it just goes on and on and on. Like, it must have been really important to tell this story, to tell about the wolf. Alright, there's more to the tale. We're gonna find out the end of the story in the game. We're finally in it. Alright, so it's looking pretty good. We'll see if the controls work. I'll be amazed if it does. We're still in a cutscene. It's been like 10 minutes and we're still not in the gameplay. Oh, I wonder if I can press start to skip this part. Let's try it. Nope. Nice try. None of the buttons work. The graphics are looking great though. If I could get like if it needs it, I could get an adapter to do the analog sticks, because I can't do those on a keyboard really. Dang. Well, it was worth the wait. Okay, so what I've just done is we took a little break and now we're back, and we're gonna try to keep getting through all these games, but the last video was an hour and my phone ran out of space again because I didn't think we were gonna go that long. So all I did was just took all the videos off the phone to free up that hour again, so now we can just go for another hour, and I think that should be enough time to get through all of it. Yeah, we're going through this long cutscene in Okami right now at the beginning. But it looks cool, so I'm not skipping it because it looks pretty cool. I'm betting on what's going to happen is after I get through all of this, I'm not going to be able to use the analog stick to move. It's like all these games you have to use the analog stick. So I have to figure out how to make it work. But there's probably a way. Since there's like a lot of people that have this. Wow, we're finally in the game. What do you know? Alright, so no idea how the controls work. We can move by doing this. Alright, here's what I'm going to try to do. Since we waited so long and I was thinking about it, I'll try to fix it if we can. Alright, so I just mapped a bunch of new buttons to the analog sticks, and we'll see how it works if we're trying to do 4 directional analog sticks. Okay, so here's move. So we're moving. It's looking pretty nice. Okay, so after all the trouble of waiting, it actually runs pretty good. Yeah, save it so we don't have to go through the cutscene again. Please. That sounds good. Okay. 34 minutes. Thank you, Okami. Now we can just run free. And jump and all that. Yeah. It's a pretty nice mod now that we've got. Okay. So that might come back to that later. It's looking pretty cool. I'm gonna test. Go ahead. I'll move on to testing the next game. Make sure everything's still rolling here. Okay, what's our next game? Silent Hill 3. Let's go. I got the second one of this for the real PlayStation, but then I sold it. I didn't know there was a third one, so I always get the last or the newest one because it's got the new features. Oh no, it's gonna be in. That's not good. It's in Japanese, I think. Oh, well, here's English. I don't know if it's Japanese or English. So yeah, if we hit the limit again, I'll just repeat what I did last time. So I skipped over a part of that, but it wasn't really important. It was just a long cutscene. I'm gonna try to skip them whenever they come along with one of these 20-minute cutscenes. Is there already a monster? Oh no, it's just... It's all Japanese. I'm not gonna know how to do anything in this game. I can just kind of guess what it's saying. Okay, so I think this one's in the foreign language version because I've downloaded that one by accident, but other than that, if we could get our hands on the English version, looks like it's working pretty good. But I don't think I'm going to be able to get past this part. Oh, we're going to fall off the edge here. I have no idea what in the world. We're probably about to die. I'm just... Run! Oh my god. What is that? Looks like they were stopped by the old door lock. Stopped them in their tracks. Oh, it's like there's nothing in here. We have to go back out. Alright, I can't do this one because it's not in English, but it's running pretty good. You need to get the English version. It says US. I don't know what's wrong with it. Alright, last PS2 game. Zoids the Struggle. Saved the best for last. I think this is going to be like the coolest one. Oh, this one's in Japanese too. Okay, I thought that one was in English too, but those are both in Japanese, so we can't play that either. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next part. So this is a Skid Row crack, and I'm just gonna try to install it in real time and see what happens. This is a game I wanted to get for a while. Okay. Might take a little bit for it to do this. I'm gonna take a quick break and just kind of let that run for a minute. It's got a little song that plays on it. Okay, so it takes about 4 minutes. If I didn't have the SSD, it would take a lot longer than this, so I wouldn't be able to do this kind of stuff on the video if I didn't have the SSD, because it would take like 15 minutes for a game to load, or like 5 minutes for the levels to load in the new games. But now I can do a lot more because I have that. But so these games are like a different version of the retail game, but it just overwrites the license so they'll let you play it. So it's only single player games, because if it's multiplayer you have to get updated and they won't let you go in if you got a crack. So I'm gonna try to run it in windowed and just try to see if it runs. I don't know what these are gonna do, but I tried one of these before and it didn't work because I didn't have like the right, like it's always really finicky with this stuff. And like with the PlayStation ones, I didn't download the English language version, but it would have worked if I did. And with these, sometimes if you don't have like the correct drivers and like the correct display adapter and stuff like that, it just won't work. But I think this one will work. Like, usually there's like a bigger chance it'll work than it doesn't. So a lot of stuff in the video worked pretty good. And I'm probably gonna play a lot of these games a lot later. Yeah, this one and the next one are like the best ones, because it's games that are made for the PC to run better on the PC. Alright, so enjoy the game. We've got an icon on the desktop. I'm just going to run it and see what it does. Check it out, dude. There's no way. This is going to keep me like busy for a while if this works. Okay, I guess I have to start from the first one, and then you go to the, oh no, you just do, oh, you can do the Japanese or the English. That's pretty cool. So you could learn it Just go by like going back and forth or something like that. I think I have to beat the first one before I can go to the second one. I don't know. Let's just do the first one. Trying to skip it. I don't think it's working. Another really long intro. But this runs way better than I thought it would. I didn't think we would be able to get this one to work, but it's running perfect. And it's got all the... This one's PC native, so it has all the PC controls. Just like right there where you can read it, and you don't have to configure it or whatever. It just starts telling you like press spacebar to go forward. Alright, we're finally doing something. Alright, let's look at the controls. We got arrow keys. We got dash. We'll find out how to jump. I don't know how to jump. A is to jump. Okay. And C is to use the sub weapon. And D is to dash. Or double tap to dash. So we're ready. Alright, yeah, so this one works perfect. It'll work really good like this for all 6 of the games, and it's got all kinds of other stuff in it, like it's got too much stuff to cover. But as long as it works good like that, usually like all the stuff will work. Like for Okami, all the stuff in the game will work, and like for Medieval, all the stuff in the game will work. And I'm gonna try to do this one more game so we can go ahead and wrap it up. Let's see what it does. So this is supposed to be the remastered version of Turok 2 for the Nintendo 64, and they remastered it so it's got better models and better textures, and I might be able to do 4K, but I don't know if this one's even gonna work. We'll see what it does, but I don't think it's gonna like do anything. I'll be impressed if this one works, because it's a really complicated game. Last time I tried to get this, like, it would just crash, so I don't know if this one's gonna work. Okay, well, it's doing 4K. I guess it works. We're gonna do it windowed and do a smaller resolution, because I don't think the full screen works. Okay, I changed the window size and it didn't do anything.
The Port of Adia. Your mission objectives are as follows.
I'm gonna try to fix it.
Activate 3 distress beacons.
Or maybe it's already fixed, I don't know.
Rescue 4 children. Activate the warp portals. Locate the energy totem and defend it at all costs.
Yeah, it won't switch to windowed. So, I don't know if it's gonna work right on the screen recording. Oh no, it's working, I can see it. Okay, I'll just keep on going then. I'm just gonna enter the cheat. And we'll play for a little bit. Alright. Now we're going to turn on our weapons, just so that we're good to go.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
So now we've got all the weapons. Okay, this is another one. I'm surprised it's working perfectly, and it looks really good. Like it automatically just scaled the 4K, and we're just in the game whooping ass like business as usual. You know, just doing what I do. I have to get the power. I don't know how to get on the ladder. If I did a real version of this game, I wouldn't use the cheats because it just makes it way too easy. But I'm just doing it like to show off the game. Let's get a really good gun here. Okay. These effects are crazy. Like, they definitely jazzed it up a lot from how it was on the Nintendo.
Flashlight.
To save the little kid. Oh no! just fucking died.
2 lives remaining.
Oh my god, we have to go all the way back here. So yeah, I feel like I can cuss playing this because of what's going on in this game. Like, I'm just shooting everybody's fucking head off. It's like really brutal. So if you made it this far, it's like, forget about it. Alright, I'm not going to finish the video without saving the little kid. We have to find the switch so we can fix it. Oh shit. Alright, we did it. Oh, she needs a little help. They might have fixed a lot of things in this game, but that kid's face is not one of them. There's some kind of like crazy motion blur on these enemies. Like, it looks totally different from the Nintendo 64 version. It's all 4K. It's so pretty. Okay, so while I was recording the footage for the very last game that I was on, it just ran out of space on the disc for my main computer where it was doing the screen capture for the game. So it ran out of space once on the phone to record me talking in person like this, and then it also ran out of space again while I was doing that last game capture. So I'm just gonna cut that part off, and I'll finish by saying yeah, it worked out. The last two games worked out a lot better than I thought it would. So if anybody wants to see me try to continue any of those games that I played, or do some more videos like that, just let me know in the comments, and I'll go ahead and finish it up like that.